'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la. Hey, it's that time of the year again. Christmas. Yeah, and then New Year's. New Year's is my favorite. New Year's for me is better than Christmas. But hey, it's Christmas. And it's time once again for people to talk about the attack on Christmas. Dun dun dun. No. Christmas is not under attack. I don't care what anyone says about Christmas. If I want to celebrate Christmas, I celebrate Christmas. People cannot celebrate Christmas. People can put up satanic displays next to a Christmas display. I will focus on the thing that means something to me. For all the people who think there is an attack on Christmas, I have one suggestion. Focus on what you want and you create more of that. If you focus on what you don't want, you will create more of that. So, if you get upset because someone put a satanic display next to your Christmas display, and you make a big deal about it, you'll get more people doing it. Because they're doing it to get attention. And what are you doing? You're giving them attention. I see Christmas as a very personal thing. Christmas is celebrated worldwide, and people have different ways of looking at Christmas. But I can tell you this, there is no war in Christmas. Christmas will always exist, and people will always celebrate it. And the more you talk about Christmas, the more Christmas will be celebrated. And people will talk about it, and they will love it and enjoy it, and will get more of it. The more you talk about it and celebrate it, you get more of it. Now, if you keep talking about the anti-Christmas people, the satanic displays, the atheists, and all of that stuff, all that's going to do is give them what they want, attention. It's going to help them spread their message, and it's going to make their message bigger. And let's really look at this in a realistic way. If someone put up a satanic display next to a nativity scene and you did nothing and you did not respond to it, would they do it the next year? Maybe they would, maybe they wouldn't. But the bottom line is, if you bring attention to it, they definitely are going to do it next year. That's all there is to it. So let's focus on the good and build up the good. And no one is harmed by someone. Seriously, believe it or not, no one is harmed by a satanic display right next to a Christmas display. No one. People may get offended. People may think it's inappropriate. But hey, it's America. We all have freedom of expression. We can express ourselves the way we want. Focus on what enriches your life, and not the things that detract from it. Would I like the satanic display to not be there? Sure. It being there, does it bother me? No. Is it going to stop the way I celebrate Christmas? No. Is it going to change the way I celebrate Christmas? No. Does Christmas have a very big religious component for me? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It really does. Huge. That's why I can't focus on things that aren't about the Christmas the way I want to celebrate it. I have no time in my life to focus on the negative things that have no bearing on my life. And the last thing I'll leave you with is, I've been on this planet for 55 years. I will be 56 in January. And I'm here to tell you that Christmas has been celebrated since I became aware of it when I was a child until now, and on into the future. It will still happen. People will say Merry Christmas. People will say Happy Hanukkah. People will say Happy Holidays. People will say Happy New Year. People will say all kinds of things, and I accept it all because I want to focus on the things that make sure that Christmas will survive and be around. Not on the things that are not going to survive, not going to be around, and no one's going to care. They're going to be, people who put up satanic displays. Just let their life be their life. Let their fate be their fate. Hey, if I saw the person doing it, this is what love is about, and this is what God is about. If I saw someone putting up a satanic display next to a nativity scene, I would watch them put it up. I would let them finish, and then I would say, hey, can I talk to you? What's this all about? And I would engage them in a conversation. I would talk to them about why they're doing it, their whole purpose in doing it, whether they think it's right or not. And then I would have a better understanding of why they do it. And I would still go on and celebrate Christmas the way I celebrate Christmas. I think it's important that we understand why people do things. We understand what motivates them to do it. And then we go on with our lives. Because they have the right to do it. And the thing that really makes our lives better is when we can talk about things like that. Saying there's a war on Christmas, to me, is just ridiculous. Christmas will always be Christmas. It will always be celebrated in America. And we just always will have Christmas. It's just too much a part of who we are to not have Christmas. Just like religion is a part of who we are as a nation, and it will never go away. So I'll go back to what I said at the beginning, and then I'll end, because I could go on and on talking about this. The things you celebrate in life and the things that you talk about should be the things that you are for. Talk about it. Talk it up. Celebrate it. Publicize it. The things that you are against, don't talk about them. Don't build them up. Especially if they don't have any negative repercussions or effect on your life. Don't talk it up, because what you talk about is what you will make happen. Now, there are exceptions, of which I've already talked about in some of my random thoughts. But there are exceptions, really big exceptions, that I make for things that I think could cause violence or loss of life. If it will cause violence or loss of life, you have to bring it to people's attention, and you have to talk about it so that you can stop it from happening. And what's happened in the past in America, it would not take much for that past to become present. So we have to be vigilant with some things, and other things we just have to ignore them. We just have to ignore them, because there is no war on Christmas. That's a distraction, and it just makes no sense. And that's my random thought on the war on Christmas.